Shakespeare. That's what's up. If you want to be an English major, you actually have to read a lot of Shakespeare, because it's considered some of the greatest works in the English language or something like that. What have you. He was this poet guy, author, wrote a lot of plays, sonnets, poems, way back when, over in Europe. So what I'm going to read for you is a passage from King Henry V, Scene 3, Act 1. And King Henry is right outside the city of Harfleur, and he's assaulting with his English army, and he's trying to break in and capture it because he's trying to win a bunch of French country land. And what's going on is the English army invades because, one, they see France is weak. Two, the French prince insulted King Henry. And three, the archbishops of England, the church basically, was worried that King Henry was going to instate a new tax that would really cut down on their income. So what they did was they convinced him to go to war with France, because they dug back in the genealogy books and the laws of the land and found that because in France women cannot succeed to the throne, and in England women could, that King Henry's ancestor way back when was a woman who was the daughter of some French king. And since that king died and the woman was married to an English king, they say that part of France should rightfully be England's, because that queen succeeded to England's throne and then her descendants came. So that is the precedent for this right now, and King Henry is trying to get that birthright because the archbishops convinced him. So Act 3, Scene 1. Once more upon the breach, dear friends, once more, or close up the wall with our English dead. In peace there's nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility, but when the blast of war blows in our ears, then imitate the action of the tiger. Stiffen the sinews, summon up the blood, disguise fair nature with hard-favored rage, then lend the eye a terrible aspect. Let it pry through the portage of the head, like the brass cannon. Let the brow o'erwhelm it as fearfully as doth a galled rock, or hang in Judy's confounded base. Swilled with the wild and wasteful ocean, now set the teeth, and stretch the nostril wide. Hold hard the breath, and bend up every spirit to his full height. On, on, you noble English, whose blood is fet from fathers of war-proof, fathers that, like so many Alexanders, have in these parts from morn till even fought and sheathed their swords for lack of argument. Dishonor not your mothers. Now attest that those whom you called fathers did beget you. Be copy now to men of grosser blood, and teach them how to war. And you, good yeomen, whose limbs were made in England, show us here the mettle of your pasture. Let us swear that you are worth your breeding, which I doubt not, for there is none of you so mean and base that hath not noble lustre in your eyes. I see you stand like greyhounds in the slips, straining upon the start. The game's afoot. Follow your spirit, and upon this charge cry God for Harry, England, and St. George. King Henry is riling up his troops to assault this city because a lot of them are demoralized. Fighting has taken its toll, but he does not want to admit defeat, and he won't because the battle is actually in his favor. In an earlier scene, the governor of Harfleur came out and was like, "Yo, give us peace." And King Henry's like, "What up? No, we're going to kill you, and if you don't let us in, it's going to be your fault." Well, the governor did not do that, and so King Henry was forced to take the city by force. I apologize, that is in about 2 scenes. So it was not beforehand, it was after. But anyway, that's where we are right now, and that's actually one of the most famous passages from this entire play. And the cry God for Harry, England, St. George, that is a very monumental stanza, line, verse, line, from all of Shakespeare, actually. Et tu, Brute? Yeah, that too. So, it's from Julius Caesar. But anyway, so, good dig.